Hey, welcome to the first major assignment that we have in web design. What we're doing in this first assignment, in this assignment 3.02, is we're creating an invitation. So in the instruction it tells us that we made an invitation in the Unit 3 instructions. So we open the invitation file and you're going to revise it to a graduation theme from a birthday theme. And you're going to change the wording on the invitation to make it a graduation party. You're going to change the font and type of font. You're going to change the colors for the page background, the table background, and text. Then you're going to find the image graduation GIF in the Unit 3 resources folder and save it to your portfolio Unit 3 invitation images folder. Then you're going to replace the citation at the bottom of the screen with the image courtesy of K12 Inc. Then you're going to replace the image on the page with a new image, and you're going to save it as invite3.html. You end up zipping your entire Unit 3 folder and submit the folder Unit 3 zip to the teacher. Okay, those are your instructions. So you may well ask, how was this assignment graded? You see this grading this invitation is made up of different types of elements. So if you use a citation for your image, you get how many points? 6, right? If you don't have any, you get 0. 6 or none. File type. It's written Notepad and saved properly. You get all 6 points on that one. You only get 4 points if it's written in Notepad but has the wrong file name. So file name's an issue. You get 2 points if it's not written in Notepad. In other words, if it's written in something like Microsoft Word or is just attached to the Dropbox, right? And you get no points if it's not written to Notepad or saved properly. This is basically 36 points, but you see how these come together. To error-free, if there's no spelling, usage, punctuation, capitalization, you get all points. If you have more than 4 errors, you don't get any. So you need to double check it being error-free. The assignment asked you to make changes in the background color, the table font color, the font size. If you forget something, you lose a couple points. If you get a couple things, you miss 4 points. If you forget 3 or more, you don't get any. So make sure that you're following the instructions. So make sure the invitation is rewritten in your own word. You only get a couple points if it's mostly copied. If there's no information, then of course your last 6 points is if you zip it or not. So if you get all of these, you get the total of 36 points, or you get partial credit. So that's how it's being graded. A lot of you guys don't pay attention to this grading rubric, but if you want your 100%, this tells you how to get it. So what is this HTML we're learning? This is the markup language behind any web page. You can see here in the illustration that they write a title and a body for this make-believe web page, and this is the result of it. Now we're going to be doing this in part. We're going to be making a simple web page here. We'll practice on one, and then we'll go and we'll make some changes in it, and we'll have our graduation announcement. First exercise they want you to watch this movie and how to do HTML with Notepad. So now you bring up a text editor. You have Notepad with Microsoft Windows. If you have a Mac, you have Text Edit. That's the name of the program. Don't use anything else because the formatting is going to not work with HTML. So here they want you to give it a shot. So you're going to put this in your portfolio Unit 3. Now what you're going to do is you're going to click this up and you're going to grab, see all this color-coded text? You're grabbing it, right-click copy. Then you're going to bring your Notepad in and you're going to right-click paste it right into Notepad. Okay, now you're going to save it as my first web page. No spaces. .html. That has to be what you have, .html. So I'm going to click my save button here. And I notice it's saving it to my desktop. So now if I go into my desktop, I just come down the list. I organize it by name so it's alphabetical. Find my first web page. Right here, I double click it. That should open up a text editor. And this is what it looks like. There's the title. This is my first web page. And this is the body where I want everything my viewers see to be placed. Okay, that's what it should look like. Nothing fancy, nothing special. And this is what it looks like. You see there's no color coding. That's because a notepad is very plain. That's a text editor. If you had colors in here, remember the original had colors in here? That should tell you, if you're seeing colors, that you're not in a text editor. Now here's a video that's going to explain the code to you. I'm going to bring up my own personal text editor that is color coded so I can show you what this looks like. Start out a file, you're going to have the tag. Tag is HTML. See, that's the first tag and the last tag. Okay, the beginning of the editing of the web page. Next tag is going to be the head. So I type in here head, and there's the ending head. Slash head is at the end. So what usually goes in the head? Oh, CSS elements, JavaScript, all kinds of things. But for purposes of what we're doing today, the only thing you're going to be concerned about in the head is going to be the title. So I'm going to put in here title. And what's my title going to be? My first web page. And so the next thing that happens, put in here body. See, my text editor already adds a closing tag. Think of these in terms of tag teams. Between those tags are the body of your web page. And so you're going to put in here, this is my web page, or whatever you want. I'm going to save it. Click the save button here. Test. All right, so now I'm going to look at what it looks like. So I'm going to kind of drag this up so you can see this. I'm going to go to design view. This tells you that that's my header, test HTML, and this is my web page. This is just text editor that I have for making web pages, but I wanted to show you the thing that's nice about this is you can see color coding. Now I'm in my Google Chrome. I just wanted to show you that behind every web page is HTML. So I'm going to hold down my control key, hit U. That's going to work for Google Chrome. So you can see this is a web page, but it starts with HTML, ends with HTML. It has a head section. You see a lot of other stuff in here. That's fine. I just want you to see these common elements. Here's the title. I end up with the end of the head section here, and here begins the body section. Here is another web page. We'll do the Control U on this one. And shows you, this is a web page too, same thing. Begins with HTML, has a head section, a title section, a bunch of other junk in the title section, but it's the same thing. All these web pages on the internet have these features in common, and these are very different. Here's a little video that will tell you more about the code. This is page 10 of this section here. Let me pull it over. Beginning HTML. You're going to create your invitation. So open up your portfolio unit 3 folder and make a new folder called invitation. So you're making a what? Folder, see? So as you can see, I'm in my portfolio folder and I'm in the unit 3 folder and I'm opening it up and I'm making a new folder called invitation. Now here's something that a lot of you guys are missing in this assignment. Right-click inside that folder and make a new folder called Images. So I have to get inside the folder, double-click it, and I click a new folder and call it Images. Not capitalize. You've got to be able to get there. Now your next instruction says navigate to Unit 3 Resources folder, right-click on the Baby Smile GIF and select Copy. Go into Unit 3 and right-click on Baby Smile and copy. Now if you're saying, Miss Hadley, I don't have a course resources folder, my word to you is why not? You were supposed to do it way back in Unit 1 under Download Resources and Assignments. If you'd done that, you would have a folder called Course Resources, Pictures of the Baby Smile. Okay, so if you didn't do it, go back to Unit 1 and go to Lesson 4 and do your download. So it wants me to go back into my portfolio inside Unit 3 and inside the navigation folder and open up the image folder and paste it in there. That's what they're asking you to do. That's the shortcut way of asking you to do that. So I'm going to go back to my web design folder, go into my portfolio folder, go into Unit 3, go into the invitation, go into the images folder, and paste, right-click paste, Baby Smile. There you go. And now they want you to close the window and open Notepad. And then they want you to copy the code from the pop-up and paste it into the Notepad document to the bottom of the page. And here it says HTML code. So I copy this whole thing. So I just drag over it and click. So I got it all selected. Right-click copy. Then I pull up Notepad. I'm going to open up a new one. So I click File New. And I right-click paste. So going back to the assignment, I'm going to close out this. It says, save the file in Portfolio Unit 3 Invitation as index.html. So, okay, I'm going to go File, Save. So I'm going to go navigate to my desktop, to Web Design folder, to my portfolio, to Unit 3, Site Invitation. Go right here and call it what? Index.html. Click my Save button. So now this is called index.html. So they want you to view the web page in the browser to see what the code does. So I click my folder, go to my desktop, go to my web design, go to my portfolio, Unit 3, go into invitation, and there's my index.html. So let's look at this thing. So you've just copied and pasted your way to the birthday party invitation. So you've done this exercise. And you can see I've got a little cheater secret index.txt file here too. So this tells you how to submit a web page assignment. You just right-click the folder, click Send To, then choose Compress Zip. So once you've done that, it's all ready to load. So now what we're going to do is we're going to follow some of the directions in the assignment. You're going to open the original invitation. You're going to view the chart of colors, see a list of colors and their code, and you're going to change the page background, the table background, and the text color. So let's go do that. Okay, first I'm going to bring up my folder, and I'm going to open up my secret index.txt file. Next door to this, I'm going to open up the chart of colors file that you downloaded, and you can see here's the color name and here's the color swabs, so you can pick some different colors for your background. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a hunter green and a light blue. Okay, so first I'm going to grab my hunter green code here. I'm going to right click. This is called hexadecimal, by the way, since there's 6 digits there. Okay, so now I'm going to change my background color. So I go through this. I see anything that says background color. Oh yes, background color right here, right? So I'm going to highlight this, right-click, paste. So I've just changed my background color to hunter green. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my table background. I want my table background to be gold. So I'm going to go over here to gold, and I'm going to grab the code, right-click, copy, come back here for table background color. I'm going to select the code, and I'm going to right-click, paste. Okay, so now I've got the table background is gold, the background color of the background is hunter green. So now I'm going to find me a text file, a text color. So what do I think is going to look good against these? Well, how about this nice dark red? So I'm going to highlight this, right-click, copy. Then I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to look for font, right? The font family is Arial. So I'm going to change the font color to this red. Right-click, paste. So there we go. So I've done my chart of colors. You can look at the video and see how to revise your colors. So here's some different fonts I can use. There's Arial. There's Veranda. This is Courier New. This is Times New Roman. This is Comic Sans MS. So I'm going to find any references to fonts. And I'm going to reference one of these. Veranda, Courier New, Times New Roman, or Comic Sans. Then I'm going to change the size of the font. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find one. Let's just change it to Veranda. I'm going to highlight this, right-click, copy. Then I'm going to pull up my file, and I'm going to see font family Arial. I'm going to highlight the word Arial, right-click, paste. Okay, here's Arial again. Highlight it, right-click, paste. I've changed them to Veranda, but you can change it to Courier New, Times New Roman, or Comic Sans. That's just to say change the size of the font. So I'm going to pull it up. Font size. Font size 36. How about 42? This one's 12. How about 16? And I don't see any other ones here. So let's go back to the instructions here. So I changed the font. Now locate the text that says, "Hey partner, having a birthday party, you're invited." I'm going to replace it with the words of my own. So we're supposed to do a graduation, right? So I pull this up. So I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to change it. Put in here, I'll bet you never thought I'd ever graduate. So come to my party and let's celebrate. Okay, so I changed the text, right? You can watch the video right here. They'll tell you how to change the text. I just highlighted, deleted what they had, put what I wanted there. So now it says change the image. It says copy the young woman GIF. Well, I'm going to put the graduation GIF in there and put it in the folder. Come over here. And I'm going to go back to my web design folder, back to my course resources, and in Unit 3, I want to find the graduation GIF. Right-click it, copy. Then I come back out to web design, go back into my portfolio, into Unit 3, and into the invitation, and I'm going to images. I'm going to right-click paste. And I'm going to come back out here to invitation. Next thing it says, replace the citation at the bottom of the screen with the correct citation. Okay, so what's the citation we're supposed to use? Let's bring up the assignment. Image courtesy of K-12 Inc. Right-click copy. I'll look for that baby picture. I'll replace that with this. I highlighted the whole thing, then I just go Control V. So image courtesy of K-12 Inc. And save the new file as invitation 2. Well, what are we saving it as in the instructions? Let's see what our instructions say. Invite 3. Okay, we'll save it as invite 3. .html. But before I do that, I'm going to as text, and I'm going to go in here and go save as. Now I'm going to put the HTML. So if I make changes, I can always go back and do the invite 3, make the changes, and save it again, and resave it. So I'm not having to change this ending back and forth and back and forth. Be a crazy woman. Now, what's the name of the file we put? The picture is no longer baby smile. What is it? Graduation. Replace the word baby smile with graduation. So let me save it. So this is what my invitation ended up looking like. You know, that showed up this way. I think I leave the colors be. There's one thing I probably need to change. This is no longer a birthday party invitation. It's a graduation party invitation. So I need to change that, right? So I go back into my invite3.html where it says birthday party. I change this to graduation. I save it. Now let's make sure that we've got everything that the assignment calls for. Go back in there. Okay, the wording on the graduation invitation, make a graduation party. Yep. Change the size of the type. Yep. The type of font. Yes. We changed it from Arial to Veranda. Colors for the background, page background, the table background, and the text. We did that. We had to save it in our the image graduation GIF in the resources folder and put it in the invitation images folder. Yeah, we did that. We were supposed to replace the citation at the bottom of the screen with image courtesy of K-12. We did that. So we replaced the image on the page with the new image. We did that. We saved it as invite3.html. We did that. So we checked our page to make sure everything looks right and our colors didn't clash and the text is easy to read. So then now we need to zip our Unit 3 and submit it to our Dropbox. So I'm going to go back in, last step here. Got this saved. We bring up my folder. So I need to go back into my portfolio. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside Unit 3 and just save the invitation folder. I right-click it and click Send to Compressed Zip Folder. So I'm going to send invitation zip. Does that mean now that if I send the Unit 3 folder and zip that and send it to Miss Hadley that it's going to count against me? No, it's fine. Okay? So that's the first assignment. That's your... Okay, so that was your create an invitation assignment, and we did it all following the directions from lesson 1 in beginning HTML. See that? You just go through there, make the changes suggested in the exercise, and you'll be fine. Okay?